Hello, this is Artemis Sacred Journeys. This is Lisa Rasmussen, and I'm here with Mary Rockwood Lane. And we're so excited. Our second annual retreat is on June 7th in 2018, and we have a high priestess coming. Her name is Vijali Hamilton. Welcome, Vijali. And Mary, if you just want to step in and...
Yes, well, I wanted to step in because the reason I ended up going to TINOS and building a home and having a whole life there was because of Vijali. When I met Vijali and she was doing her World Wheel for Peace, she talked about the island of TINOS and how it was part of one of the sacred places that she went to create art. And what she did on the island is she created a beautiful sculpture and she painted in the caves, and it drew me to the island, and the island kind of just captured me. And I'm so excited, this is many, many years later, that Vijali is going to return to the island and bring her ancient wisdom of the work that she's done before, and we're going to renew that and bring all of you to be part of it. So Vijali, thank you very much. And why don't you tell the story of how you found TINOS?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I am just so thrilled to be able to come back to that sacred place, that sacred land and water and the incredible people there. Well, I had a dream where I saw these 12 countries that I was to go to, and Greece was one, but I didn't know where in Greece. So I just went, and someone gave me a telephone number of someone there. I called, and they said, oh, you could come. And so first I traveled to many of the islands, and I felt like I was in some preparation for something that I didn't know what was coming. And then when I went to TINOS Island, I knew that that was my spiritual place. And so then I went, and someone gave me a little cottage there with the wonderful carving that they have in marble of birds over the windows. And then I started just going out and getting to know the land and the sea, and it just kept leading me to this one bay, Lavada Bay. And then I felt, oh, this is the place. And I saw it was a giant boulder where the water would come and kind of encircle the boulder at times, and music of the water, it would lap against these stones, and it would be like a chorus. And I would just sit there and meditate, and in the stone there was just a little rise through the stone, and as I was meditating I saw, oh, that's a serpent, that's a snake. And I knew beforehand that the ancient rituals of healing dealt with snakes. So I felt, this is it. But to get permission, something else.
Yeah.
So do you want me to go
on?
Yeah. Yes, tell us the story. It's very important.
So I asked around, how could I get permission to do some art here? Finally, someone took me to the mayor. He came, he had heard about my work project for peace, and so he came, and I was all ready with some photos of previous work, and he took me to see the mayor in the village, right close to that area that I had fallen in love with. And it was a bar, and so we sat down, and they passed the raki around, and people came in, and then it would be another round, and they came off of the fields because they were shepherds. They had either their goats or sheep they were tending all day, so they came in from the fields and sat down, and it was all in Greek. And so I didn't know what was going on, and I was wondering, has the mayor come? Or and I was expecting someone with a tie.
Yeah.
And it went on for hours. More and more people gathered, and more
Wow.
rounds, and everyone just looked very happy. And then by midnight, the person who had taken me there, he turned to me and he said, "You have permission. The mayor
Wow.
has given you permission
Wow.
to do work, and they like you very much."
Oh,
And so, so surprised. I didn't know what was going on. And so then the next day, I went out with my hammer and chisel and paints and a little backpack, and I started the process.
Wow.
So
that's amazing. Can you tell us what year was that?
that was 1989.
Wow. And
8 or 89, yes.
and then my next question is, how long did it take you to create the serpent?
Well, I don't know. I don't really remember. I think it was probably a couple of months.
Oh,
At
amazing.
least. Yeah.
And then
I
just
lived there, and then yes.
just to piggyback on that, during the process of creating, because you were connecting with the land and the serpent, did you have more dreams or more visions at that moment in time?
I did. My inner life was just so active. Yes, I had dreams, and I was guided to go into the temple, the church that there at the entrance when you land from the boat and get out. And I felt so privileged to go into that place and to be able to touch the earth, because the church was built on what they would call a pagan, ancient site.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a goddess site, and you can feel that. You can feel the energy of the goddess in the land.
Well, it's really spectacular. Every year I go back to Levada, and the ocean has taken the rock back, but you can see the serpent on the stone as it's still there. And it's so exciting that this is perfect timing to go back and redefine that serpent energy, and also go back and bring a group of women who are interested and inspired by how we can reclaim the feminine in our own personal lives, and also bring this art as a way of, we proclaim ourselves as artists, and we proclaim ourselves as earth artists with you, to recreate what you return to what you left, and recreate it again.
And to
Yes.
Oh, I was just like, how does that feel? You're returning after 32 years, and we're going to be with this amazing group of women. Like, have you had any visions or any thoughts about this amazing epic journey that we're all going to partake in June?
I have. I mean, as I told you earlier, when you invited me and I realized I was really going, I just wept, because I feel that there's something important right now on the planet. I know we all want to somehow bring energy, positive energy into the planet right now. And
Yes.
I felt I was being called from the universe, to do, and that that would be a special moment there with all of you and the women that are coming. That would be like a little seed that would just grow and blossom with us together. And in the process of the ceremony of recreating this serpent, and connecting inside to that serpent power. Because my background, when I was young, I was Vedanta nun, and that was so much in the tradition as the Kundalini energy, the curled up serpent that is in our spine, is in our body, and that it awakens and it rises, and wisdom comes with that rise. And I feel like elements are coming together at this moment to be very powerful for all of us.
Woo, yeah. I feel that right in my heart when you're speaking. I just sense that everybody that goes on this retreat in June is going to have some serious power and breakthroughs and empowerment in their creative life and within themselves.
I feel that. I feel that. And for all of us. Yes.
Wonderful.
And Vijali, I'd like to share, a little bit my experience with you of being a woman who is a high priestess that has traveled all over the world, that's returning us back to our ancestral roots and reclaiming the goddess energy in our lives, and how we can go back to these sacred sites, tap into the light, the ocean, and the powerful elements that are there, create something, make something happen that we can do for not only ourselves, but actually for the world. And what you're saying is bringing us back into this divine alignment with the light.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about, yes.
It's beautiful. They say, obviously, that you got to heal yourself and turn the light on within yourself. But what happens with these groups that we host is everybody's light turns on, but then you connect together. So we're going to build this powerful force field of the serpent. It's so exciting.
Yes.
So, Vijali, talk about the serpent energy on TINOS, because I know that this was an island of snakes.
Oh.
So bringing back the snake, where the current religions and the current patriarch has driven out the snake, driven out the symbols of the feminine, disempowered us. Tell me about your experience of what your intention is to bring back this snake goddess energy.
Yes. Well, the word Medusa means place of the snakes, and that's the ancient name of TINOS.
Oh.
And while I was there, on the art, in fact, I did other pieces also, that I worked on a ceremony performance.
Right.
I call Medusa.
And
I went into Athens, and someone gave me a lead to a wonderful woman actress, and she was very interested.
Wow.
So I encouraged her to write a script.
Right.
And so she came to the island, and she enacted kind of the history of women.
It's a wow.
In different Shakespeare plays.
Mm.
She would quote or act the different women that she had played, and brought it up to the modern time of us standing there and embodying this whole history of women that are bringing wisdom to the world. It was.
I would like us to do that again.
Yes.
That would be great if we can do that, as with everyone who's in the retreat, do another performance piece similar to what you did before.
Oh, I would love that. I still have the script.
Good. Fantastic.
But it needs to be our voices. We can use that as an inspiration, but we have our own individual voices and our own story, our personal story, to make it a universal story.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wow. This is just amazing. What could you say to some person that wants to join the retreat? You've been married, you've been on TINOS, I've been on TINOS. What what wisdom? I mean, obviously this is going to be an epic life experience, but You know, what would you tell some woman who's in Texas and is like, I kind of want to go on this retreat, and why should you really go on this retreat?
Oh, were you addressing that to me or to Mary?
Oh, you, Vijali, and Mary, both of you guys.
Okay, Mary, why don't you start?
Well, I think if you're considering going on this retreat, it would be really a gift to yourself. As we move through our lives, there are such rare opportunities where you can go back to a sacred island where the temples of the goddess were once standing alive and energized, and how you can reclaim that energy in your life with another group, with a group of women who are all committed to tap into their wisdom as a collective. And what we create as a collective is going to be like, we're going to work with Vijali, we're going to work with stones, we're going to work with our art, we're going to share stories. This is an opportunity for you to return to this ancient island and make something happen in your life that is a tremendous gift. That it's, to me, when I go to TINOS, it's like I tap into the vortex of the elements of the earth, and I really have a strong sense of who I am as a woman. And it brings me home. And I think bringing Vijali with us this year, and Lisa, we've been here before. We know how powerful it is. And Vijali is a gift that she's going to come. She's you're a wise woman, and it's like, how do we listen to that oracle of ancient wisdom, but from each other? That's our living oracles, and that's who we are.
Yes, yes.
It is. It is indeed. And I think when people come with an open, just open.
Yes.
Not even preconceived ideas, just so open. And when you step on that earth there, when you touch that sea, and feel the wind,
yes,
it will just awaken parts of yourself that I feel, have never been awakened. At least that was my experience.
That was my experience, yeah.
So,
yeah.
To even describe it, but I think the preparation is almost like letting go of ideas and letting go anticipation or fears, and just be an open vessel to what is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Power on the island, and it will have its own journey in you and with you.
So true.
It's so true. And I think that wisdom is in all of our DNAs. And I think when you go to a power spot, like a sacred site like TINOS, and then we go to DELOS, it kind of like uncodes it in your DNA, and you kind of wake up. And so it's not just the experience that you have on this amazing island with all the elements. I mean, the wind is like, you can see it's a force, and the ocean and everything about the island kind of gives me shivers. And then we go to DELOS, and your DNA kind of goes, oh yeah, I remember. So it is a reawakening, but I also think it's a reawakening of reverence for Gaia, but also for ourselves. So that's one of the things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I also believe that whatever we think, whatever action we have, whatever emotion affect, it ripples out into the world and really affects the world.
Yeah.
And so whatever our experiences are, it will uplift the world automatically, for just being fully who we are in each moment on that island. And of course,
always.
Woo. So it's going to be an amazing time. It's happening in June. And then, did you go to DELOS, Vijali, when you were there?
No, I didn't. And I really am so looking forward to it. So that will be a new experience for me.
Yes.
I'm so excited about.
Mary, you want to talk a little about DELOS, that magical miracle island?
Yes, DELOS is a place of tremendous light. And my experience of Delos, when we brought the women who came last year, we went onto the island and went and laid in the sacred lake.
Yeah.
And it was the most powerful experience because to me, we lay in the lake and it's like you're giving birth to a new self and you're repatterning your own light field. It's like you're just this matrix of energy that we are. It's like it repatterned. And what was so amazing,
Yes.
we looked up to the sky and we're all meditating in the sacred lake. And all of a sudden we look up at the sky and there is this giant rainbow around the sun.
It was concentric.
And we were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just was like the all-seeing eye looked down on us. And it was like this most amazing experience. I mean, I was just shocked. The great thing about going to this island, what you see in your imagination is actually what we're going to do. It actually happens in reality. It's like this experience that's so magical and so powerful and so filled with light. It just takes you into this other realm of being. And it's so delightful. And it's a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage. And you're going to go, you have to travel far to get there. Yeah. But when you get there, it's like something transformative happens. And with Lisa and Vijali, we are going to recreate the most phenomenal experience, and you're going to make it happen too. You're going to bring something to this experience yourself that's going to change it for everyone else too. It's going to be in divine alignment and in relationship. And it's so exciting.
It is. It's so exciting.
It is. Totally awesome. It's amazing.
I'm looking forward to it so much.
Awesome. So we're kind of going to wind down on the interview. Any other final comments? I mean, I think we'll do more of these because I think it's really fun and I think there's a lot of energy that's forming. And I think DELOS is calling us and TINOS is calling us. I find I'd be called to them all the time. So any final thoughts tonight?
Well, just to reiterate what I did there, and it's a possibility to do something like that in a different form with all of us, is that I did art for all the 4 elements as a gift. And that's one reason why, I knew the sea would come up and take the paint off of the surface. Right. And then I carved and painted the woman made of the cosmos in a cave. That was for the wind. The wind had cut into the cave. Yeah. And I knew that it would not last, but it was a gift to the wind. And then I had at the final ceremony performance, we built a pile of driftwood right there in the bay, and made a big statue and set it on fire. Danced around. Wow. And they all dissolved. And then I had another cave where I had 4 paintings inside the cave with the elements. And so it's wonderful to give back, have something to give back into the elements as a gift.
Yes.
Yes.
Thought.
Amazing.
Possibility.
Well, I can't wait till June. And if anybody wants to join us, you can go to artemisjourneys.com and you can see more information about it. Any final thoughts, Mary?
Well, my final thought is, may you really find the openness in your heart to consider this as an invitation. If this is the right time for you to come, please come and join us, because last year was the first retreat. This will be the second retreat, and each woman that shows up is going to not only make a difference on the retreat itself, but it's also an opportunity for us to reclaim the light that we have in ourselves. We can be stronger, making a difference in the world.